Hello everyone. Hope you are all having a good day. It's Bose from SNS Learning wishing you a hassle-free learning going forward. This is the second class on SQL tutorial. In the last class we have discussed about inner join, the feasibility and the implementation methodology of inner join. So over here we will discuss regarding outer join. For those who didn't have check how to imply the inner join and what is the methodology, for them I have provided the link in the description box. So please check for further details. So coming to the current topic, outer join. Outer join, as you can see in the slide, three different types of outer join are present. What are those? Left outer join, second one is right outer join, and the third one is full outer join. As I have explained in the last video, we need to correlate two tables based on the common column, or you can say the value of the common column in join. Or to join two table, we need to correlate more than one table based on some common data. So let me explain first based on the Venn diagram. So the first Venn diagram is represent for left outer join. So what we can see in the Venn diagram, like there are two circles, one is A and one is B, which represent the data of two table, which the table A and table B. So what is left outer join? Left outer join is the area including the intersected area. Means in inner join what we have learned, the intersected area of A and B. In left outer join what we will get as the result of left outer join, the intersected area as well as the area, this intersected area as well as the other area of left table. That's why it's called as left outer join. So intersected area plus the outer section of the left table. So how to implement this, that I will show you. Let me show the example of right outer join. Right outer join, over here, as you can see, in the same way, right outer join is the, the joining condition. Based on the joining condition, we will retrieve data for the intersected area of these two table A and B. Over here for two circle A and B, and the other area of the right arrow, or we can say the outer area of the right table B, or the right over here the right circle B. That is right outer join. Means including the intersected area, we are retrieving data for the outer section of the right table. And lastly, what is full outer join? Full outer join is the intersected area of A and B as well as the outer area of the circle A or the table A and the outer area of table B. This is full outer join. So let me explain one by one so we can able to understand that what is the result and how we can understand. Like over here, as I have explained, for the first left outer join is the outer area of table A. What is the outer area? So let me explain based on an example so that we can understand in a better way. So as I have shown you in the last class, that in over here we have two tables. One is EMP details or employee details, and another is the DPT details or department details. So let me run the full select query for EMP details. Yeah, and the second one, let me run as well, like select star from DPT details. Super. So let me now write a select query for left outer join. Let me run the query for emp details once again. Yeah, so let me run let me show you how to write a select query using left outer join. Select a dot emp id a dot emp underscore name a dot emp salary. Let me retrieve the data for department details. Yeah, so let me reorganize b dot dpt name b dot location comma a salary from emp details a left join dpt details b on a dot dpt id equal b dot dpt id. So over here, what we did, we have joined the table emp details and dpt details, and this a and b are alias, which means this a represent the table name emp details and b represent the table name dpt details. We are joining these two tables based on left join, as I have written. So in the query, left join and left outer join both are same, so we can use any of them. Left join and left outer join has the similar meaning, so over here we are using left join. So let me run the query, then we will analyze the result as I have mentioned you, or as I have described you based on the Venn diagram. So let me run the query. Sorry, b, oh sorry, this is the wrong name, I have column name I have mentioned. So let me clear this out and let me run this once again, the query. Okay, great. So we have retrieved the result. So let us analyze the result now. Okay, great. Let me take the full extract. Okay, okay, great. Okay, so let us do one more thing, that over here it came in this way. Reorganize this based on the order by of EMP ID, then it will be easier for us as well. Order by EMP ID, EMP ID a dot EMP ID, since EMP ID this column present in EMP details, so we have to mention over here a dot, means it is reflecting the table a. From a table we are retrieving EMP ID column and we are trying to reorganize the output based on the EMP details using order by clause. So let me run so once again. Yeah, super. So let me copy this whole data. Let me delete this and paste it. Okay, great. Okay, so over here what we can observe, so let me copy the data for emp details and department details in the excel sheet so that it will be easier for you to understand. emp emp details, this is output of query and this is department. Control A, Okay, this is dpt details. Okay, great. So we have copied our data in Excel sheet. So let us analyze. Over here, what we are doing, we are trying to join these two table based on this department ID. So based on this department ID, if we join, then just tally the result with our input data. So first input, what we have, like employee ID 1 in our output. So employee ID 1 is Hunker. For Hunker, employee ID 1, department is 1. So for department ID 1, what is the department name? That is sales. And department location is Sydney. So in our output, employee ID 1 Hunker sales Sydney, and the employee salary is 3000. Employee salary is 3000. Matching properly. For employee ID 2, for employee ID 2, it's John, employee name John. So for employee, from employee details table, EMP details table, for employee ID 2, the employee name is John, and department ID is 2. Department ID 2, if we check in the department details table, that is employee ID, sorry, department ID 2 means department name is HR and location is Melbourne. So in our output, department name is HR and Melbourne, and employee salary is 4000. Yeah, matching properly. So like that, if we tally the third row as well, third result, that is employee ID 3. Employee ID 3 means Nick, and for Nick, department ID is 1. For department ID 1 is department name sales and location Sydney. So for Nick, it is reflected as say department name sales and location Sydney, and the EMP salary 3000 as it is mentioned in EMP details table. Like that, let me come to the fifth row. For employee ID 5. For employee ID 5, EMP name is Idan. For Idan, department ID is 3. Department ID 3 means it is department name is IT and location is Bisbrain. So as it reflecting over here, that for Idan, department name is IT, location Bisbrain, and EMP salary is 4000. For Skauki, for EMP ID 6, as well as it is department ID 2, and department ID 2 is department name HR, and location is Melbourne. So it's reflecting properly. Skauki HR Melbourne, and EMP salary is 5000, which is coming from EMP details table. This one, correct. So like that, for EMP ID 7, for EMP ID 7, EMP name is Muthu. For department ID is 3. For department ID 3, it is IT. IT, and location is Bisbrain. So for Muthu, department name is IT and location name is Bisbrain, and salary is 6000. It's matching properly. Yeah, correct. Well, the next one, employee ID 8. For employee ID 8, we have output like Vinod is employee name. Vinod, we can check. Yeah, it's correct. Then department ID 1. For department ID 1 is department name sales and location is Sydney. So for Vinod, it is sales and Sydney, and EMP salary is 6000. And for lastly, for EMP ID 9 and 10. So these two employee newly joined to this organization, and since they have joined newly, no department has been assigned to them, and no salary is also provided to these employees. So that's why these two column came as blank. So this is the use of left outer join. What we have received in lastly in inner join, let me show again so that we can tally the result of inner join and left outer join. So let me run the query of inner join. So let me copy the existing query. We can, as we have mentioned, we can do it by only join. So let me run the query. Yeah. So this is inner join output. So inner join output, what we have received? We have received like only those employee ID which are present in both the tables. Means the employee ID for which the department ID has been assigned, only for those data we have received using inner join, where the department ID is allocated, and for those cases it's through inner join we can retrieve the value using inner join from both of the tables. Both of the tables, using inner join we can retrieve the data where the department ID is present, where the, or we can say the joining condition is valid, it's not null value, where it has a proper value. For those only we can get the data using inner join. So, in case of left outer join, let me write it, left outer join. Using left outer join, what we got, we have received the data where the department details are present, or department ID are present for this first 8 employees, and as well as for those department is not allocated, that output also we have received. Why? Let me explain once again. When we have write this left outer join query, this is for left, let me write in caps, left outer join. So when we have write the query of left outer join, in left of the query we have the table emp details. So except the intersection area, we will retrieve the outer area of the left table where the joining condition are not matching, or where the joining conditions are not valid. Means we are matching the department ID from these two tables, from employee details and DP details. Let me go back in this, yeah. So for this two new resources, no department has been assigned, so department ID is null. So when we are trying to join based on this department ID, we are getting a null value. But since we are using left outer join, we can able to retrieve the data of the resources who have joined in this organization but didn't have allocated to any particular department. For them, we can retrieve the data based on left outer join. Just to heads up, over here in department details, this table also has two different department name or department ID, that is 4 and 5. These two department also present in this organization, but no resources are allocated to this department. So if we use right outer join, then what will happen, that we will show you through an example, and after that we will analyze the output of right outer join and how to use and why to use right outer join. So let's write the query. So this is inner join right outer join. Let me modify the existing query. Yeah. So in the same way, right join or right outer join, both are similar. Over here we are using right join only. So right join means what? In the query, what we have in the as a right side, we have the column department details. So we can retrieve the outer data, or the data for which the intersected area are not matching, or the given criteria are not matching, the outer area of the right table we can retrieve based on this. So let me run the query. Yeah. So let me copy the output of this query to the Excel sheet so that we can analyze the output data. Yeah. So this is the right outer join output. Okay. So just see in right outer join what we have for the data where EMPID are matching, those are coming properly. Like it is same whatever we have received for left outer join and inner join where the department ID are matching. That means for this 8 rows. If we analyze it once again, what we will get for uh, employee ID 1, it's coming as Hunker. So in source it is Hunker. Department ID 1 is for sales and department name sales and location Sydney. So for Hunker, department name sales, location Sydney, and employee salary is 3000. It's matching. Like that for it's John. Employee ID 2 is John and department is 2. For John, department 2 is HR and location Melbourne. So department is HR and location Melbourne and salary is 4000. Fine. For employee ID 3, for employee ID 3, employee name is Nick. It's coming properly. For Nick and department ID is 1. Department ID 1 is sales and Sydney. So for Nick it is sales and Sydney and it is 3000. Fine. For fourth one is Nichols. It's matching with the input data. So Nichols department ID is 2. Department ID 2 means it's HR, department name HR and location Melbourne. So these two are coming properly. Sorry, these two. And thus employee salary is 5000, which is matching. Yeah, like that it is for employee ID 5. Source employee name is Idan and department ID is 3. Department ID 3 is for IT and I mean department name IT and location is Bisbrain. So for department name it is IT for Idan, it is IT, and for it is Bisbrain. For the location is Bisbrain and the employee salary is 4000, which is matching properly as you can see over here. And so for the next one Muthu, if you just check, it's already matching. For Muthu it is IT. For Muthu the department is 3. Department 3 is for IT and location is Bisbrain, so it's matching IT Bisbrain and employee salary is 6000. It's 6000 correctly. And for Vinod also it is matching. For Vinod, employee ID Vinod, sorry, employee ID is 8, employee name Vinod. For department ID 1, for department ID 1 is sales and Sydney, which is matching, and for employee salary is 6000. Fine. Then lastly what happened? Lastly, since we have used right outer join over here, we have two department in department details. The department is 4 and 5. These two department, for this 4 department name is finance and location is Perth, and for department ID 5 department name is marketing and location is Adelaide. So for this two department no resources has been allocated to this, I mean for this two department. Since we have used the right outer join, we can retrieve the data in our output like marketing, I mean department name marketing and finance and location is Adelaide and Perth. But since no resources has been allocated to this department, the other column value came as blank. The other value reflected is null because of no resources has been allocated. When we are trying to join, what we are trying to do based on the joining condition of this department ID column, we of this two table, we are trying to retrieve the some data from employee details and department details. So for this department ID column, we have data in department details, but no data in employee details. So since we are using the right outer join, the department name and location has been retrieved from the department details table, which is present at the right side of our SQL query. See, this is the right table of our SQL query, and due to that reason, in our output data, we are able to retrieve the outer data of the outer data except the intersection. So intersected data plus the outer data we are able to retrieve based on the right outer join query. Now let me explain you a difference which might help you to understand or to get a clear clarity on the work which we are doing in a professional world. Now the thing is that I'm trying to provide an example, friends, or you can say some comparison in the provided course of different universities. We are used to learn C, C++, Java, and these all courses. And in these courses, what we learn in programming part, we have learned like pattern printing, different kind of pattern printing, how to check a prime number. One number they will provide, and then we have to check its odd number or even number, or in some cases we have to check its Armstrong if it is Armstrong number, like that, and some looping mechanism which I have explained you on based of Oracle end using the SQL query in my last videos of this channel, like for loop, if else loop, switch case, this all thing. But just think, when you will come in the practical world of coding, no one will ask you to print a pattern, or they will just provide a number and they will not ask you to check the number is prime number or not, or the number is a even number or not. Okay, so what they will ask, uh, let me give you an example. Using that we can able to understand that. So let's let me do one thing. Let me open up fresh sheet over here. Yeah, so what they will do, they will provide a details. Let's for your better understanding, let's assume the table name is employee details. Employee, the table name is employee details. In employee details table, what is present? EMP, the column name I am saying, employee number, EMP name, and salary. So I am providing some random number. Yeah. So let me enter some value. Then we will explain, and I will try to um, explain you guys that what's the difference of the existing coding world and what we have generally learned in all kind of courses. Okay. Okay. Salary 20,000, 30,000. Yeah. So let's assume you have this table where you have some different employee, the employee data are present, employee number, employee details, and salary. They will ask you to retrieve the name of the manager of the employee. The condition which you have to satisfy is the salary for the resources which is equal or greater than 50,000. Those are managers. So they the or through any code or in the requirement which will be provided to you, that is you have to find out the name of the manager. So they will not ask you to find out the number is prime or even number or what. So this is a simple example what we are generally doing in our some different kind of college life, different university courses. So over here what we have to do, we have to write a select query using which we have to check the salary of the employees where it is greater than 50,000 or greater equal to 50,000. For them we need to find out the employee name only. How to use the greater than and all, that I have shown you in my last video or in the previous videos I have in this channel. So please check for the reference. So this is a simple example what I have provided over here. So let's assume what uh, I'm trying to explain, like uh, to do the same programming in C++, we can use it for we need to define some class. We need to define in a way what we are doing in C programming. Some different or some it C++ has some its own methodology of doing the code. If we do the same thing in some other language like Python, which is rigorously using in our daily life in nowadays, that will be more useful, that will be, you can say, more feasible way, and it's you can say a most easiest way to do a programming. So how to do a code in Python, or how to check the data, or how to write a Python code, that's already available in the previous videos of what we have in the channel. So please check for your reference. It will be help us to write you code in Python and gather some knowledge as well. So this is a difference which I have tried to explain you. What's the difference between the code which we are used to do in our college life and what we are used to do in our professional coding world. There's a huge difference between these two. So lastly, we have the last topic. Actually, the last topic we have for that is full outer join. So full outer join, what is full outer join? Full outer join is the intersected data of these two table A and B, or over here to circle A and B, as well as the outer data of left table and right table, means of both of the tables, the outer data including the intersected data. So how to write a full outer join and query? Let me write the query and then we will explain. Full outer join. Let me copy. Let me modify the existing query. Full outer join. So, oh sorry, join is already written. So full outer join, over here what we did, we have changed the, I mean, name of the joining condition. Over here we are using full outer join between these two tables, employee details and department details. So let me run the query, then we will again analyze the result. Yeah, so we have run the query, we have got the output as well. So let me copy the output. Yeah, so let me paste it over here. Let me just insert a column. Yeah, just shift it. Okay, great. Yeah, this is full outer join query output. So this is a full outer join query output. Okay, so over here let us analyze the output. Over here employee id. So employee id 1, for employee id 1 it is Hunker. For department 1, department id is 1, department id 1 is sales, and it is Sydney. The location is Sydney. So in our output data it is Hunker, sales, and Sydney. These all are coming. Let me drag it back. Control X, Control V. Yeah. So the next one is John. The next one, employee ID is 2. For employee ID 2, employee name is John. For John, department ID is 2. Department ID 2 means department name HR and location Melbourne. So for John, it is HR and Melbourne, and employee salary is 4,000. Fine. For employee ID 3, for employee ID 3 is Nick, and for Nick, department ID is 1. For department ID 1, it is department name sales and location Sydney. So it is sales and Sydney. It's fine. And the employee salary is 3,000. Employee salary is matching from EMP details table. So it's same. If you just check the data, difference is at the end point. At the end point, what is present? These two new resources who joined newly to this organization. For this two newly joined, for the two new resources, since they have joined newly, the department name is not, department ID is not allocated. Then due to that reason, department name and location is reflected as blank in our output data. And since they have not assigned in any salary in the input as well, the salary also is coming as blank. So these two part reflect the data of outer join, left outer join. Okay, the left outer join output over here. So these two data is reflected same of the left outer join what we have in the last output. Okay, and lastly what we have, these two data, marketing and Adelaide. For this uh, two department, marketing and finance, and the location is Adelaide and Perth, no resources has been allocated to this two department. Since we are using full outer join, this two data is reflected in our output, which we have received at the time of right outer join, as you can see over here. Just a minute. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see over here in right outer join, the same has been represented in the full outer join output as well. So what we can say is full outer join output is the output of left outer join plus the outer area of right outer join, or we can say the extra part of right outer join, or not extra part, it's the outer area except the intersected one. Means in left outer join we have already covered this part. The in right outer join part, what we have covered, we have received the data for which the employee is not allocated to the department. That means the outer area of right table. This is the outer area of right table. So left outer join output plus the outer area of right outer join output can be combined, or we can tell the output of the full outer join output. Full outer join output is this, plus of these two. Means if we explain the based on the PowerPoint, that means left outer join, in left outer join we have received the intersected area of both the tables as well as the mm, uh, left part of the or the outer part of the left table. In full outer join, what we will receive the output of the left outer join plus the outer area of right table or the table B over here. These two output can be combined as full outer join. So that's all everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please hit like button and do share and subscribe, and provide the feedback as well through your comment how you have understood the video. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Thank you.